that was 90 minutes of Sony Playstation. It was a little weird in the beginning, but thankfully they picked things up. So
Very
the
slowly.
the original start of the Sony conference actually was in a different hall where they were showing off The Last of Us 2 at first. And it started actually with banjo playing, and everyone was thinking, okay, that's nice, but what are they doing here? And then that led into the first trailer we saw from Sony, and that was a whole bunch of noise, I guess.
Yeah,
Don't know how else to describe it.
if I had to, just looking at that from like a, we've got all these people inside of it, and we're doing The Last of Us 2. Don't give us just a banjo and a 20-minute cutscene with a little bit of gameplay in there. Like,
Yeah,
it seemed like it was just a waste of time for what they were doing. They could have just all sat in the big hall, and you would have achieved the same effect.
Yeah, it's really weird. So I'm skimming a little ahead so people can see if they missed it. Yeah, it's just going into that barn where we see Ellie and some interactions with another girl, and that switches over very quickly then to the gameplay section where she's just running around and murdering everyone. Which then again,
Badly.
Yeah, it's badass, of course, but wow. It looked amazing, definitely. So Naughty Dog definitely has put a lot of development into the way the game looks and how it feels. I still think this is not really representative of the final game because
No.
It would be just too crazy for that to be running on a PlayStation 4 console. But definitely a good lookout into what will happen once the game releases. I don't know, have they said a release date again? I'm still lost.
I think they might have, but I'm not 100% sure. But with this, I could see it running on a PlayStation 4. I think the only thing that I would like to see changed would be things like there was a couple of I don't think all the actions and what she's able to do and everything like that is going to be 100% final, but
there's no release dates. No just skipping ahead. Yeah,
but yeah, I do agree with you that I don't believe that this is the final what it's going to look like or what's going to happen within it. But
yeah,
it struck me as very interesting and new. That I left me with a lot of questions, especially since I played the first one. Just kind of like, where's Joel? What's happened? Is this issue still with the same community that they ended up with? That kind of thing. So
definitely.
Spoilers if you haven't played The Last of Us 1 for the last 3 years.
I mean, yeah, you had a lot of chances. That's over.
Yeah, you had your chance. But yeah, I am just ultimately very confused because they didn't tell us anything apart from Ellie is a badass and she can take out a load of dudes, but she chose to do it in the complete wrong order for most efficiency.
Yeah, really weird.
So, because it's like the game, it was like this trailer or extended gameplay thing couldn't decide whether it wanted to be it couldn't decide whether it wanted to be the actual like supposed to be somebody's real life, how they would react, or it's supposed to be a gameplay trailer because it had loads of gameplay elements.
Acting much real, yeah.
But it's just
let's just cut ahead. It was weird. Yeah. You have to see it for yourself if you want to. It's of course up on the YouTube channel, and then they switched over to, for God's sake, this YouTube bot is again loading badly. So yeah, switching over to a little introduction where the people are outside while the audience was changing rooms. Luckily, that's happened only once, but they had like a 10-minute break where they were just talking about things. Like, oh my god, so much in-depth talking. Nobody cared.
About The Last of Us 2, that there was not very much to talk about. It was
not too interesting. Who gives a shit?
Yeah,
but what we got also was weird. More trailers in between. So what we see right now on screen is for Black Ops 4. If you pre-order Black Ops 4 on the Sony Playstation Store, you will get 4 maps from Black Ops 1 into Black Ops 3. Got that? Pre-order 4 and you get maps from 1 into 3.
See, I'm hearing all of this, and what's going into my head is just the numbers, Mason. What do they mean? What do they mean?
Yeah, the pre-order numbers, they have to go up. I have to pump those numbers up, you rookie.
You got rookie numbers. You gotta pump them up. I think it's good. I think it's a little bit cheatsy going. You can only get these
By
maps if you pre-order.
Yeah, I want to buy
and
it.
you can only
just
get them on PlayStation. It's kind of like that's
yeah.
wow. Way to be jerks about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
yeah, that's the state of gaming, I guess.
Oh well.
We also got another trailer after that, and that was a bunch of collections like Twin Mirror and another VR game that looked quite cool. But afterwards, we had one of these games. Where is it? Yeah, the Destiny trailer we just saw in the last thing, because our twitch.tv/PlayStation stream bugged out, and on me it just went offline really, so we had to change trailers.
Mine went offline as well,
and we missed the Destiny trailer, and that one actually shows a really more different take on what is happening in the Forsaken update that's coming September 4th. So Kate is nearly shot to death, and we see Prince Uriel from the Awoken is alive and well. And we were not seeing it so far until today, but now it's confirmed he's back, and he's going to be sort of like a villain actually, because he freed all the prisoners that Kate has taken over the years, the fallen. Yeah, he's even having his gun. So, wow. Lore-wise, this is intense. As a Destiny fan, this is intense. For other people that don't know it, it's like, oh, it's a very interesting trailer, but okay. So yeah, for the calls of what Destiny 2 will take after September 4th, they were saying it's getting darker, but I wasn't expecting that dark. So yeah, the Awoken were not really all the time allies with us, but I was not thinking that they actually would attack us like that. But I think the attack of the Taken King, and of course losing the Queen, which we still don't know if the Queen is alive or not, that's quite a take. So hopefully we'll get more answers on that. What happened in Destiny 2 with the Taken King DLC is really interesting for September 4th in Destiny 2.
Yeah, as a character as well, he was 100% against helping the Guardians and the Tower. He really wanted like the Awoken to stay in the outer rim and everything, but so I think this is partially selfish revenge, partially wanting to fight back and everything. So I look forward to this. To get my hands on it. So
and after that they finally switched scenes, and now we saw the Ghost of Tsushima finally, which was the reveal of the game that is developed by Sucker Punch. And again, it started with a music number that we can see right now on stage, and then went over into a gameplay section which actually looked really amazing. So it's like a samurai game where you have to fight against the Mongols, I think. And yeah. Again, it looked incredible, more like adventure style where you're running around. It's not like another Dark Souls game, which I'm happy about, really.
Good. Yeah.
We saw it already with Platinum Games that they're doing their own take on that. So, who knows? Well, how will the game look like at release? I don't know, but this trailer definitely is a looker. That's quite good. We're just skipping it a little bit. It went on for really long. Like,
it went on for a really, really long time. I would say though, if you are thinking about getting this game or you're hyped about it, take it with a little bit of a pinch of salt, because the whole thing just fell off. Because there was one fight scene at the beginning where he manages to take all the guys out in fluid motions and everything. It looks like it kind of locks onto people, but it doesn't really show it. And then it goes into a bit where he has to do some stealth stuff, and then loads of like gameplay mechanics come out. So it's kind of like, okay, what direction are you trying to pull here? Are you trying to like show me a gameplay trailer, or are you just showing me like this is a load of stuff we put together within the game engine?
Yeah, it's like the weird stage of gameplay demos where it's also in a sort of uncanny valley. You don't know if it's like a real thing or it's like cinematic, and it just feels weird. It's overall weird.
Yeah, I would say the whole thing, just the whole Sony press conference in general was just completely they could have made it 100 times better if they just had some of the developers or some of the developers come out, or some of the publishers come out and talk about what was going on in that trailer, or just kind of like what their game is like planning to do and things like that. Because the guy was at the beginning was like, yeah, we're celebrating games and we want to give an in-depth look into the game. That's not an in-depth look. That's a fancy trailer.
That's just confusing overall.
Yeah.
That's little explanations.
That's not celebrating games at all. That's celebrating how cool our marketing department is.
But yeah, that went on for so long that I almost lost interest, like 10 minutes, 15 even. But after that, we got a look at the next Remedy game, the guys that also did Quantum Break, and I saw definitely that style. I was thinking, oh yeah, the bananas right now on screen.
The banana.
That was nice. But yeah, Quantum Break was already a real looker, and Remedy takes the same engine, I think, and puts it into a new game, which is called Control. And yeah, just check out the whole trailer bit on YouTube as well. Control by Remedy Games looks interesting. It has a webcam that just looks like it's exploding, just waving around like.
Yeah, was that a PlayStation exclusive one, or is that?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. It'd be interesting to know if that's going to be like a continuation of Quantum Break, or if it's just something completely different.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, I don't know. I haven't played Quantum Break completely. I saw a lot of videos about it, but I'm not too sure if it has really potential for a good sequel.
Yeah, because I played Quantum Break, and it does have some potential for a sequel, but it always it would demand a story like reason why.
Yeah. Well, what we see right now from the story, from the video bits that we saw, also the switch back to the conference. Anyway, it looks like it has the same factors like gravity control and everything, and maybe even time control partially. So yeah, there could be a connection. And it's also done with the cooperation of 505 Games.
Yes.
And it's coming in 2019. Oh well. I said let's just continue. We don't know that much more about it, so let's just not talk too much about it.
No.
But the next game, that was Capcom. I love that. The review was not really that open. You couldn't see what it was. You were thinking like, am I red? Am I sort of what's it called? Hidden camera somewhere that control. But yeah, you actually were a red, and that led on to Resident Evil 2, an HD remake. But not like a port with more fancy graphics, but actual redoing the whole game as an experience. And that looked amazing. And I guess, everyone who was a fan of Resident Evil was immediately like, yeah, give me that right now. So really stunning looking. I get feelings like what, for example, Final Fantasy VII could do. Like it's a complete transformation of the game into a different genre almost. Like it's serving so much different purpose and looks so much different. The opportunities that they can take in this with the same story as a base, that can be even great again than the original one was before. So yeah. RE2 Resident Evil 2 is gonna happen.
Nice.
Yet again, no date about that. Oh no, that was a date actually, January 25th. That was I was surprised that we had January 25th. So quite close actually. It's not like the reorders, like the remaster is coming out in 2 years or so. It's actually almost done. So
yeah,
that's something to look forward to.
Definitely.
And then we had a game by the creators of Rick and Morty.
That just looks disappointing and not worth.
Trovo Saves the Universe by Justin Roiland, yeah.
I would honestly say, unless you're a massive, massive fan of Justin Roiland, it's probably not worth looking into this game.
They even had the voice actors like from Morty and all that.
Yeah, from Rick and Morty they had. It just seemed like it was. Yeah, I just can't.
Let's just go on. Let's just go on.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Kingdom Hearts 3, yet another take. So we had 2 different trailers already, which were more similar. The Square Enix one was a little extended, but now the Sony trailer showed us even more. So we saw now it's Pirates of the Caribbean, where we see scenes from the 3rd movie. Funny enough, there were 2 more out by then, but yeah, they're going back to the 3rd one, where they are going to revive Jack again. And yeah, the story is gonna look really amazing. And I have to say, real people in the Kingdom Hearts universe never look better than this. Like, you actually have naval combat, you have really good looking humans in this game. Most of the other stuff that's from Disney is just more like cartoony, of course, but yeah, even now, like, live action actors look really good in this game overall, and I like it. It's taking a really different take on what they've done before, and I guess that's partially because long development time, and especially the generation, it's getting a little older now. We talked about this before, but they're really long inside of the next generation that we have right now with PlayStation 4, and I guess they really polished this game so far that's incredible looking. This is believable as final gameplay, I'd say.
I think the only thing that I was confused about was both for the Xbox conference and the Square Enix conference, the only things that came up were it was going to be on Xbox, and then the end of this one, it said the only thing that it was going to be on was PlayStation. So that confuses me a little bit. Is there like exclusive content that you only get in one or the other?
No. Everything is coming to both consoles. Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming to Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Yeah. But there's still no remaster of the first few games for Xbox. So if you want to know how this game comes to be how it is right now, what is this organization and all that, you need to play the PlayStation games, which are the only ones that have the HD remasters.
Yes. And then also they showed off a really nice looking PlayStation 4. I'm not sure if it was a PlayStation 4 Pro or not, but it was a really nice looking Kingdom Hearts 3 PlayStation, which very lovely, intricate designs on it.
And also putting out like, by the way, PlayStation is the only game where you can play the other games and the remasters, so you know what's happening here. And I still need to catch up a few of them, because I only played 1 and 2, but not the in-between games, and of course now with the collections, they're all here. And I hope they're gonna show me the console? Oh, I missed it. I think I got it. Yeah, it's a PlayStation 4 Pro even, yes, in the Kingdom Hearts 3 limited edition design. But it's basically like the dark gray version with a sticker on it. I don't know. It's not too special, but special enough for fans if they want to have it in it, and they don't have a PlayStation 4 Pro. Because for that game, especially, I think you have to go with a PlayStation 4 Pro. If you go with a base PlayStation 4, I don't think you will have a good experience. But yeah. And then finally, next up we had Death Stranding, and we sort of got an idea about gameplay and everything, so it's less confusing now, but it's still confusing enough to say, like Dan was saying, like, I don't know, I'm not sold on this. I definitely sold on it.
I would say this game, Death Stranding, there's so little information about it, and the information that we do have is just cobbled together from all of the trailers and everything. But I would say if you're like bought into the hype of Death Stranding, you bought into the name of Kojima, and
definitely
that's not a name that I know very well, and it's not a name that I would buy into. I would not. I mean,
you haven't played the Metal Gear Solid games, so you're automatically out.
Well,
I guess.
Then I don't have like 7 hours to sit down and play a game in straight, because there's no pausing. Can't pause cutscenes, can't skip cutscenes.
Says the guy that's playing so many RPGs. Like, what the hell? You have more time than ever.
RPGs are different. It's different. I don't have to watch a movie every time I get to the end of a level.
Oh yeah, that was the graphic film that ripped the toenail off. Like, fuck.
Oh, that was brutal.
It was disgusting.
Brutal. But I would say though, it looks absolutely nice, but it really is going to be Walking Simulator 2019.
We also have two new people that are coming to this. So we also have Norman Reedus. We have Matt Mikkelsen. Hold on, let me skip to this part where they say the names so I don't get them wrong.
Sure.
Matt Mikkelsen, I think, is it? Where is it? Yeah, Norman Reedus, Mads Mikkelsen are in the cast. And now we have Lea Seydoux, and also another one that is Lindsay Wagner. I don't know them too much, but I have a feeling like I saw their faces before, and they look incredible in this game now. That's the Decima engine, the same one that also powered Horizon Zero Dawn. And yeah, so far I can say I don't know too much about the game, which I'm actually happy about. I know it looks amazing. It will probably run perfectly fine on the PlayStation 4 because we already have experienced developers by Guerrilla Games that are supporting Kojima Productions with the game. And so I hope it will be a splendid experience on PlayStation 4. And other than that, yeah, you are right, of course, you're buying into Hideo Kojima.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah.
Let's
just move on, right? Can we move on? Because it's not going too long. Because we already have so many more points. We're only 20 minutes in. So next up we have Team Ninja with Neo 2. Very brief trailer, which I was a fan of. Not showing too much, just saying, hey, here's the sequel. And there we go.
Like 1% of what the other trailers were lengthwise.
And sorry, I'm just skipping ahead a little bit.
Sure.
Then we finally had the last reveal, which was SpiderMan.
SpiderMan.
Yeah, it looked amazing. And yeah, we're actually gonna fight against the Sinister Six. I don't know if that was already public or known. To me, this was new. I wasn't too much into the whole game and what's it about it. I was just like, yeah, Spider-Man game looks cool, gameplay wise, I'd say absolutely worth it. Looks amazing from what we saw, even though it was again yet such a deep look into the game that I was thinking maybe it was a little too long, pacing wise. Sorry. So we saw a very lengthy section.
Yeah, I think that was just the general theme of the Sony conference. Everything was too long, too drawn out, and just they had this. I can't remember who it was that came out at the beginning, but he came out at the beginning and was like, "We wanted to give you a deep, in-depth look at the games, and we appreciate video games and everything. We don't see it as a job; we see it as a calling and a passion." But honestly, it wasn't a deep, in-depth look at the games. It was just let's give you a cutscene, some gameplay, and some more cutscene, and then that will take up 20 to 30 minutes of time, and we'll move on to the next thing, but without giving us any information whatsoever, which is, in my opinion, worse than what Square Enix did.
Yeah, it's really weird partially. So people are also having mixed feelings about the Sony conference. So they're saying, of course, weak start, and I'd say yes, pacing wise, really weak start. And later on they caught up with that. So the first was they were first thinking like they have to switch rooms for every game, but they only did this for the first like Last of Us game. So good. Don't do that too often, because the break that was just really weird, especially because they were not bridging this with trailers. We had first discussions for a few minutes and then showing a few trailers before they went on to the next room.
Yeah, when they had the kind of a little look outside. When they finished, very abruptly finished. They didn't even like thank you for watching or anything. It was just that was it, end of story. They got to the end of the conference, and then they did a pan out thing where you could see the kind of pavilion thing that they were, well, not pavilion, the kind of hall that they were in first, and then the kind of Asian setting looking building. I honestly think that when they were when they originally planned the conference out, they were going to have everybody move from place to place. But then as soon as they were moving them into the next one, they were like, okay, this is taking too long. Let's just move everybody into the last hall and be done with it. Maybe. But whoever came up with that idea, just yikes.
I like the last setting, which is really amazing, looking like a big giant theater with mega wide screen. You can see right now in the video part, and they just stopped like that and just move over. So
I honestly wish they would have just started out in that one. I think everyone would have been happy.
I guess, yeah, but whatever, right? In my opinion, I'd say was not the worst conference that we had so far at E3. They had lots of things to show us, new things, especially the Death Stranding part. I will definitely go back and watch it again, try to see what else is happening, and that has given us a lot of stuff to talk about and think about.
Definitely.
Sadly, no release date, or at least release month that we can expect Death Stranding in, so maybe yet another year that we have to wait for this, but who knows? Maybe it's getting closer and closer now.
Yeah.
At least the trailers are showing us more and more that we can expect to be like a real game in the end. So
yeah,
but it's gonna be freaky. It's gonna be interesting. So I'm definitely sold on that one. Let's see. Yeah, and that was almost the last one. We have only one more conference. We skipped the PC gaming show. Maybe one side note from Sega, we'll have a few games that are coming to PC, like Yakuza 0 and Yakuza Kiwami, which is the remake of the first game, and the Shenmue 1 and 2 games are also coming to PC, but I think that was already known before. And yeah, so far, I mean, the highlight definitely was Destiny, so I'm really a little sad that we missed that in the actual streams, because the stream was down. But whatever, lots of things looking good, and especially for the fall of this year, lots of things that I want to play.
Definitely.
All right,
my list of games are ever expanding as this goes on.
Absolutely, yeah, it's a really good E3 so far, and we definitely are gonna have a conversation when I'm over in London to talk about what we really liked across all the conferences. All right, then I'll see you later, I guess, and let's have a little sleep. And we're gonna be back again for Nintendo.
Definitely ready for sleep.
Yeah, same, man. All right, then have a good sleep, and see you later. Bye.
Bye.